It's been 7 years. I honestly don't even know where to start, but when I first made this channel, it was a really difficult period. I was really struggling with a lot of things, mainly just my mental health and self belief, confidence, all those kind of things. But it didn't stop me from posting. I still showed up, made an effort, did my best, and I I actually watched all the videos recently, and I just wanted to delete them all. But they're still up, as you can see. I genuinely think it's just great for me to be able to reflect as a constant reminder and look back at those. And still, if there's anybody feeling like they're alone and they're able to watch those videos and realize that they're not alone in what they're going through. So since then, a lot has changed. A lot has changed. Mentally, physically, financially. To be honest, looking back at those videos, I don't even recognize myself, which is why they're good, because those are a constant reminder of where I've come from, the things I've had to go through to get to this point. And yeah, I think they do a good job of keeping me grounded, regardless of how much they make me cringe at times. So I was fortunate enough to get really heavy into trading. I'll actually be honest, the first thing was NFTs. Crypto went crazy. This is shortly after COVID, when everything just people just had too much money, they didn't know what to do with it, so everybody started investing in crypto. It really was a crazy time. This led to me living a pretty insane lifestyle by my standards, especially from where I came from. When I started crypto, I started with £700. It was all the money I had to my name, and I just full sent. Thank God, he was there to guide me, and I got really fortunate to do well in some projects. Of course, the success led to me putting more time into cryptocurrency, and I started trading full time. I began living a lifestyle which was just very expensive to maintain. For a while, I genuinely felt like I made it. Uh, Probably a little bit naive, not putting money in the right places. And when things did calm down, everything just kind of caught up with me. I lost a lot, which led to me having to sell the things I had invested in a bit earlier than I had liked to, just to keep up with the lifestyle that I had kind of brought myself up to. For whatever reason, we won't talk about that too much, but I have to be honest, this is a true kind of quick timeline of what actually happened. So, once realizing how things were, I kind of had to assess the businesses I had, what I had built, and the direction I was going to take, what I was going to do. I decided to leave the UK. I got out of my lease for the apartment that I had, and I went over to Spain. And I would say this was the period where I really started to figure things out. A lot of self reflection and just being really brutally honest. I made mistakes. I made some decisions which I probably could have made better, but it was a time where I just had to sit there and just assess everything that's just happened over the last couple of years and really just, yeah, it's just being honest with yourself. I just had to own the decisions that I'd made and take responsibility for the choices and direction I decided to go. Don't get me wrong, things could have gone a completely different way, but they didn't. And I had to accept that, which I think coming from such highs was really tough and took me quite a while, longer than I would have thought. And I've actually spoken to other people in crypto, and because of the euphoric highs you can experience, the lows are really low at times. So it's amazing when it's good and it's not so good when it's bad. But that is the nature of the game. It is possible to navigate this world and be successful, which I've learned now, thank God. But it didn't happen without a fair few hard lessons that I had to learn along the way. So I started rebuilding, chose a direction, didn't give up, stuck with crypto trading. That was the area which I genuinely have a passion for. And I did well. No matter what happens, nothing can take away from the things we achieve in life. Just because we have ups and downs, although it can really feel like you're a failure and you start looking at yourself like, have I made all the wrong decisions, and just really beating yourself up. You have to go back to those sayings where everybody tells you, or you read in a book, or you see a quote where it's like, the most successful people in the world, they fail 100 times before they become successful. They sound so cliche, and when you're going through a tough time, it's just so hard to actually believe that. But on the flip side, when things do start going well again, it seems obvious. Now, I still trade. We're trading full time, and I've taken on a contract and I consult for a crypto firm over in America. I work out a lot. I work out alone. This is something that's been very consistent since making my videos. Training has been, and I do believe will always be, that one thing that grounds me and gives me that time to honestly sit and think and just process life. Genuinely love it. Of course, you get more benefits from just alone time. You're able to work on your health, work on your physique if that's what you want to do. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. There's something about fitness for me that I don't think I'll ever be able to stop training. And at this point, I really do feel like I'm close to being able to say I found peace. A kind of peace that I never had before. One that doesn't involve money. One that doesn't involve acceptance from other people. I'm still working on it. Don't get me wrong. But accepting yourself for who you are, no matter if you're doing well or if you're finding yourself in a tough spot, just having constant self-belief and knowing that you can achieve what you set out to do. In hindsight, it makes it feel like everything I've been through had to happen to become this version of me. So now all of the hardest part is over. We're still a long way from where I want to be, but I would say I'm very grateful for all of the difficult times I've had to navigate and decisions I've had to make. These have all just become life lessons, things that I'll take with me moving forward. And hopefully, if I'm ever presented with similar scenarios or decisions I have to make, those past experiences will help me navigate through those the second time round. You'd like to think. So why am I back on YouTube? I'm back on YouTube because, as I said, I feel like I'm in a good place or working towards a good place. I'm fortunate enough now to live in Bali. Took a leap of faith after coming back from Spain. Went to the UK for a few months, saved up some money, and then just said, you know what? Every good thing that has happened to me in my life has come off the back of taking or making a risky decision, believing in myself and just not being scared of failing. I think that's just honestly the bottom line. It's easier said than done. And of course, there's always something in the back of my mind, which is, what if you fail? What if I fail? What if it doesn't work? But then the other side is, what if it doesn't fail? And what if it turns out to be better than you could have ever imagined? And you know what? Even if it does fail, so what? We dust ourselves off and we go again. That's just the way you have to be if you want to achieve big things. And I've failed a lot, but I've also had some wins. So I do truly believe as long as you don't give up on the things that you're passionate about, in the long run, after maybe a few trips and falls, we will make it. The purpose of this channel is just to be a voice. I'm very far from making it to where I want to be, as I mentioned, but I want to show people that I was in the worst period of my life I was ever in 7 years ago, and now we're here. It's just, I feel like someone might be watching this, be in a similar position to where I was, trying to figure things out, trying to navigate life, and just trying to find some form of hope. And this is me just putting myself out there, to be honest, in a very uncomfortable light, but I think it's important that we do this, and people do see that no matter how hard things might seem, there 100% is a light at the end of the tunnel, and your entire life can change faster than you could ever expect it to. The content that I'm going to put out focused on no clickbait, no hype, and no bullshit. Just me trying to rebuild and sharing the process along the way. Again. If that sounds something of interest, I guess I'll see you next week.